defend citizens charged with crimes. And I do that because somebody has to protect the Constitution and the rights of individuals charged with crime. Because without a defense, our system is worthless. More importantly, without a jury, our system is gone. You're the protectorate of the citizens of this country. Any totalitarianism, government that takes over a province or a land immediately does away with you because they don't want you listening to all of the facts and making a determination as to whether or not the state has carried their burden of proving somebody guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. So thank you. Thank you 4 weeks worth, 28 days worth. Thank you for being here. And thank you for listening and writing. Because I'm going to ask you to go back to your notes to see if what the state has told you proves their case doesn't. Because I sincerely believe, A, that it does not, and B, nothing they have said and nothing that has come from that witness stand can remove the presumption of innocence from Gary Bradford. Gary Bradford, who happens to be a performer. It's Terry Hulk Hogan, by the way. I knew it yesterday because I think professional wrestling is an interesting sport. When the expert said, I bet nobody knows Hulk Hogan's name, but truly he was on the right track. Because Gary Bradford is a performer, Gary Bradford is an entertainer, and Gary Bradford, according to Mr. Nielsen, who I think there were some giggles about when he first came in, but a 25-year study of black culture, rap music, and the industry that Gary Bradford performs in caused him to tell you, based upon all of the videos that he watched, not the one that they brought in here, the cherry picking that they did to try to prove something. When was that video made? How old is that video? You don't know. Was it made 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago? Mr. Banks had an opportunity to share with you during part of his closing argument that Gary Bradford spoke on the phone with Mr. Connor, or exchanged phone calls with Mr. Connor. Mr. Connor and Mr. Bradford are from Montgomery, Alabama, and I am confident that they know each other, and in fact the phone records reflect it. What he also said, or maybe didn't say, is that there were phone conversations between Gary Bradford and Mr. Connor throughout the month of May. Think of who you call and who you talk to. Think of who is in the neighborhood, the area where you are now living or have lived in the past. And if, in fact, your paths cross, will you speak to them? Will you continue to engage with them regardless of where you are? And please, please, please bear in mind that Mr. Banks shared with you, agreed, came out here and said it, maybe because I asked so many of the witnesses about it, that Gary Bradford has been in Atlanta since 2007. That's how long he's been here, living with Hattie Porter and their 4-year-old autistic son, while he continues with his prolific, according to Mr. Nielsen, the true expert that came in here and testified, the prolific rap artist that Gary Bradford is. The hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of songs that he has written, the volumes of rap videos and song videos that he has made. And it's important, Mr. Banks makes a point to tell you that at some point from 6:50 in the evening until 2 o'clock in the morning the next day, from the 6th to the 7th, Gary Bradford's phone was off. And he's asking you to infer some claim